Pinups. You all look marvelous, by the way. So let's start off with our number one, sweet Mandy Lynn. Come on up, Mandy, for a round of applause. Mandy, you look great. You're a true sailor girl. So, Mandy, if you can just kind of walk around, kind of show us your outfit a little bit. Mandy is a mom of 3. She's down-to-earth country girl. She's a photographer, has her own vintage clothing and sewing company. Good for you, Mandy. Loves all things vintage, was born in the wrong era. Aren't we all? Give Mandy a round of applause, everybody. She looks fantastic. Great. Mandy, you've been a Pinup for about how long now?
I've always liked the whole retro vintage theme, but I think I finally accepted that I was going to be different. I would say probably about 2 years ago.
Wonderful. And you have 3 kids, boys or girls?
My oldest is a girl, and then my other 2 are boys.
Oh, nice. Well, you look fantastic. Thanks so much for coming out. Next up, give her a round of applause. She looks incredible. Next up, we have Kitty Clementine. Come on up, Kitty. This is our mysterious girl in black. She looks killer. Show us your moves. Kitty loves everything about Pinup, meeting all wonderful new women from the Pinup groups. She's also a musician and an actor. She sings and plays the piano and the viola. And she loves being into musicals. You do musicals? Oh, wonderful. What's the most recent musical that you did?
I did a show by a local playwright called Cursed, and I was the antagonist of the story.
I can see that in your eyes. Awesome. Well, how long have you been doing Pinup?
This is my 3rd competition, but I love doing stuff like this, like dressing up, looking pretty. Part of the reason why I'm an actor is because I get to dress up and look beautiful.
Awesome. You look incredible. Show yourself for us. Woo, give her a round of applause. Next up, we have Emmy Delight. Emmy and I are always unique because we share a name. Spread your step. Emmy Delight is a vintage girl living in the modern world with a huge love for all things vintage, Pinup, and theater. She's grown up in Phoenix, but now lives in Tucson with her bearded fellow back there, 3 fluffy cats, and a bald python named Carl. She has been published in many different Pinup magazines and holds the title of 3 various Pinup pageants. Whoa, 4 now. You go. Give Emmy Delight a round of applause. Thank you, Emmy Delight. Next up, we have number 4, Shane Shortcake. Hi, Shani. Shani is originally from Southern California. She is the granddaughter to 2 retired servicemen, Army. She sings, dances, teaches Zumba, and loves to bake gummy goodies. Gummy goodies?
Yeah.
Ooh. Give her a round of applause. She looks incredible. Takes a lot of work to get this great. Shani, what kind of gummy goodies do you like to make?
Well, even though my name is Shane Shortcake, and I have made a couple of shortcakes before, I am known for my cobblers. My granny taught me how to make them, and I can make them in just about any flavor, and people will, well, they wouldn't die for them, but they would crawl on the ground and beg for them.
I believe her. That's amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Shane. Give her a round of applause. Next up, we have number 5, Dani Desert. Come on up, Dani. Yeah, thank you for all the applause, guys. This is down to earth, or down to the road in love. lovely Glendale began experimenting with pinup 5 years ago and fell in love with the genre. Wishes she could be in daily things, hobbies, woodworking, cooking, playing drums. You cook Chinese, among other things. What's your favorite Chinese dish?
Fried rice.
Fried rice, that's a good one. Do you make it with pork or?
I do it with pork, chicken, bacon, and shrimp.
Whoa, it's like a trifecta. That's awesome. Well, spread your stuff for us. Awesome, give her a round of applause. Thank you, Dani.
Thank you.
And last up, we have number 6, our queen of curves. Pull you away from the ladies' queen of curves. Come on up. Look at this dress. You got some under things going on there that are incredible. Is this your patriotic wear? Queen of curves, this beauty is not only attends pageants, but loves modeling, going to concerts, and has quite the entertainment trivia knowledge. Really? 80s? Man, you're gonna stump me. I don't even know anything 80s. Who directed Pretty in Pink?
Are you serious? Is
Right, that's all.
John Hughes? But I love him. And Weird Science is my favorite John Hughes movie. Top pick. Sorry. Rules out everything. Come on, we have Bill Paxton. He passed away recently. I love him. Like, oh my God. In that movie, for God's sakes, when you put some clothes on. My favorite line.
I think she's an actress too in another life.
I love it.
Well, Queen of Curves, start your stuff for us here. Give her a round of applause. Thank you, ladies. Let's have all our ladies come up here so we can see you all together. Doesn't matter what order you're in, we don't care about that. We just want to see your beautiful faces. Fantastic. Posing. You ladies look great. You can do a little twirl and then exit out here in just a few minutes. Yeah, pose for the cameras. Guys, this is the paparazzi. They're all here for you. Nobody else. Takes a lot of work to get your hair into vintage. Oh boy, if you've never done it, don't give it. A lot of work, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Small round of applause. All right, well, we're going to do some judging now, and then we'll have our winner up here shortly. And we have food outside now, too. Our waffle truck has showed up. This is actually goes around the state, and they have a following of people that love it. So if you like waffles and you're hungry like I am, you're definitely going to want to check it out. Just outside the exit doors. Thanks, guys.
Okay, ladies, I was just talking to the judges, and they would like to know if you could come on up here and each answer one final question about why you entered in the pinup contest and what, if any, are your ties to the military. I know some of you already answered that, so they would like to hear that from each one of you so they can finish their scorecard. So come on up. Hey. So remember what I asked her.
I said I think you go first.
Yeah. Okay, so their first question was, why did you enter into this pinup contest? And what, if any, affiliation do you have
Okay, so I started this whole retro thing. I actually do the pageants because I love to dress up. I love to look like this and not be thought of being the weird lady in the grocery store. It's kind of nice. I fit in here. Like, there's more people dressed like me than not dressed like me. That's why I do it. I love it. I feel like we need to bring that elegance back. I love when I push my grocery cart and look over and see people in PJs giving me a dirty look, and I'm like, I put effort into my outfit. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't judge me. As far as the military goes, there's kind of a joke to this. I told some of the people here today, I come from a really strong military family. This outfit is actually the exact outfit my grandmother wore when she saw my grandfather off to war in the 40s. I should say a replica. I saw a picture and I was like, I want that. So I made it. So that's this one. He was Navy. My great uncle was Navy. With that said, my dad is Air Force. And my husband is Army. There's a reason I chose this today. My husband's not here. He would be hiding in the corner if his Army wife was up here in her sailor outfit, like, hi. No. So, that's my answer to the question, and now you know why my husband's not here. He's hiding shamefully somewhere, I'm sure. So, that's it. Thank you.
You want me to repeat the questions, or you got it? Okay, great.
All right, so the reason why I decided to enter into this particular pageant is because first of all, I love pinup pageants. I love seeing all the beautiful ladies and all the different creative styles that they come up with. But I also really love that this is for veterans. It really speaks to me. Two of my brothers were Marines, and one of them has some issues. He did 3 tours in Iraq, and so I think that it's really great what you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, I chose to enter this pinup pageant because, one, it's my summer off. I work 9 months of the year in theater. I work for Arizona Theater Company, but I'm not an actor. I am an assistant stage manager, meaning I manage everything backstage and sometimes call a show, meaning I'm in charge of everything during the show. It's a big job. So I take the summers off and I get to do pinup contests because it's the only time of year I have available to do pinup contests. And it's also taking me outside of my comfort zone because I'm so used to working backstage, or if I'm on stage, I'm in an unseen capacity, whether I'm costumed helping lift Zyla in a chair during the wedding dance, or whether I'm just wearing all black, including a mask over my face and helping make a 57 Lincoln Continental appear on stage with David Copperfield. Yeah, you usually don't see me on stage, so this is taking me outside of my comfort zone, and I tend to ramble on when I do that. So, I got into pinup because I've always loved things vintage. Ever since I was a little girl, I was obsessed with vintage shoes and slips and dresses and skirts. My parents would go to the thrift store and they would buy me stuff and put in my costume trunk, and I would dress up. And it eventually segued into a love for Betty Page in my teens, which then segued into a love of Rita Hayworth when I was introduced to her, because anybody who knows anything about pinup, they know she was the GI's pinup during World War II. Her and among a bunch of other women, but she was one of the favorites. And that kind of segues into the military thing. I have a lot of family who's in the military. I have a cousin who currently works on a Navy submarine, on a nuclear submarine. Last I heard, he was somewhere in the Indian Ocean. I have another cousin who's a retired Army officer. I have another cousin who's currently in the Air Force. And I even have in-laws who are both veterans and currently in the military. So I have to give a shout out to both sides of my family, both my chosen family of my in-laws and even family of my biological family. So that's all I got. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
This is so great. I know this is the judges. All right, here's one.
I entered this pageant because it was sponsored by Pinups for Patriots, and I wanted to learn more about the organization. I used to be part of Heels for Combat Boots, and they are another nationwide company, organization that benefits veterans for post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury, but they disbanded about a month and a half ago. So I'm looking for a new home. But I'm also the pinup who will help out other organizations, and so hopefully they'll allow me to participate with other groups that help veterans as well. That was another problem with one of the other groups in Arizona. So being a pinup helps me get out into the community and allows me to find organizations that will help other people who need it, whether it be veterans, whether it be animals, or children. So I like dressing up and I like being in pageants because of the ability to reach a wider audience. My grandparents are, well, both grandfathers were Army, and I was raised by one of them, one side. I was 1.5 when I moved in with my grandparents, and my Grammy has been my #1 supporter. She is my original pinup. She tried to get me into pinup way before I did, and I should have listened to her. So I owe her everything and all of the success that we help bring for those organizations. So thank you.
I started in Pinup about 3 years ago just as a way to get out of the house, find out who I am, figure out where I belong. I found a home. People very accepting of the ideas of being in their group. I came here today mostly to support my friends who were competing, and then I got roped into joining the contest, and I'm fully happy to increase the numbers of contestants. My only ties to the military, besides my friends who are in the military, is my dad was in the National Guard, and he missed going to Korea by 1 week. They shipped people out right before him, and then he got discharged, and so he never got to go. Who knows if I would be here if he had been sent. So my life is basically thankful that he did not get deployed.
Judges, are you good to go on those so
No,
far?
we got more.
We got one more. I love asking these questions because so many people have a story and you just never know what it is. Okay, do you want to go?
So Miss Peanut Purse here. Love doing the pageants. I just barely did my first pageant. In June of last year for the Rockabilly Royale. It was the last time they did the Rockabilly Royale, so I'm really glad that I did get to do it, and I got second runner-up. So it gave me the pageant bug as to make me want to do more and more. Like, I've only placed in one other. A couple weeks ago, I did Miss Cycle Splash, and I did get People's Choice Award, which I think that was really, really awesome. But I just love being a pinup. Like, if I get my own house, I'm going to be like 2017 outside, 1954 inside. 2017 outside, 1954 inside. I just feel like I was born in the wrong era. My parents, they were born in the 40s. I have 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters who are 11 and 12 years older and 15 15 and 17 years older. So of course I grew up with all the old school music, which I absolutely loved, and my brothers and sisters thought it was hilarious, me singing it as like a 4-year-old. But I'm just like, I'm plus size, and it really makes me feel welcomed in the community, that I can be this cute, sexy girl that I don't feel in everyday normal life. In regards to military, when my parents got together, my dad wanted to marry my mom. Let's get married. And she's like, okay, I'm not going to be pregnant here while you're in the military. So very next day, he enrolled himself. My dad used to teach the dogs. He had the whole bodysuit, taught the German Shepherds. Like, it's amazing. Like, I love those pictures. Like, he didn't go into any, if he would have gone into any, like, war, it would have been like the Cuban Missile Crisis. But it's just like those pictures with him, with the dogs, it's amazing. I dealt with PTSD in my life. My son's dad had it. He wasn't in the military. Just other stuff can cause it. And I know what it's like to have to deal with that for over 10 years. His brothers are in the military. And like, I appreciate them so much. One of them was in the front line and got his face pretty much burnt off, but he looks amazing now. Like, you can't even tell. The other one went to dental school through the military. Like, went to the military, he was in the military, then he went into the Navy, and now he's a dentist because of the Army. Like, growing up with like poor parents in the welfare like they did, it's a really, really good cause to be happy for, and like, I can't appreciate the military more for what they do.
Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing with us on that question. The truck is ready, so if you guys are hungry, out back they are waiting for you. And so probably give us another, what do you say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes before we can announce the winner. I love her so much. Well, hello everybody. I'm really glad to be here today. All of you women, just so beautiful. Just appreciate what you're doing. I wanted to share, I'm a Gold Star mom. My son Joel Allen McNeil went into the Army at 24 years of age. And I'll tell you what, it was the hardest thing in the world for me. This is a picture, I know a lot of you can't see it, but this is myself, his 2 children, at his graduation. And I'm a proud mama there, but he did not tell me what his MOS was until he was walking out the door. And he turned and told me it was infantry. Well, anyone who is in the military, knows that, boots on the ground, you really gotta be there. And the other picture I kind of wanted to show you was what every mother will see as their sons are walking away, the baby picture. You don't see the young man who's 24 years old, you see the baby that you birthed. And my son went over to Iraq and came back with PTSD, was medicated, trained, and sent to Afghanistan. When he came back from Afghanistan, he had a traumatic brain injury. Took 3 years trying to reintegrate. There was no really good reintegration program. And he started self-medicating, lost his family, became a recluse. And on January 14, 2014, my son took his life. And
it became my passion at that time to make sure that nobody else, no other family would have to go through that. And so the ripple effect was born. And what we do, as Kaylin said, is we educate with suicide prevention workshops. We're all over the city doing that with the schools and with the cities. We also collaborate. We collaborate with all kinds of services because those services are what our people need, or what our guys and gals need to get back into society and really know what they need to do. And then we have a veteran mentor program where we take wonderful people like Kaylin, who has already gone through and has reintegrated. We all have issues and things, but she has got to the point where she can mentor someone who has not and bring them up out of the trenches and can help them get back into what they're doing. And so it's my passion to do this, so I'm going to challenge you guys to go out and be a ripple. And if you know one veteran, ask them out to lunch. You know, have a phone call, find out how they're doing. And if they're not doing well, send them to me. You know, I'll get them back on track. And you know, we don't let anybody fall through the cracks, and that's my mission. So thank you guys all for what you're doing here today, and bless you. Okay, and I just wanted to share a little bit. I am actually the founder of Pinups for Patriots, although I can never get the hair right still. It's been 7 years, I cannot do it. Don't ask me to do it. I hire people if I have to look really good from somewhere. Like, you know any makeup artists? I'll pay them, help me. But I've been doing this, I started in 2010. I'm actually not the CEO anymore. I handed that off to Amanda Guernsey. She's actually an Arizona native who now lives in Texas. She's doing an incredible job. My focus with Pinups for Patriots is really suicide assistance, setting up trainings. We use Safe Talk in other states. If our girls are here, we're definitely going to get them to come. Sandy does one-day workshops for anybody that wants to go to those here in Arizona locally, but outside of Arizona, we partnered with Safe Talk so that they can go to those 4-hour certifications. And so I was deployed to Iraq in 07-08. I was everywhere from the border of Turkey. I was in Baghdad. I was south of Baghdad in Yusufia. I was all over the place. And I ended up getting taken away from my reserve unit and embedded with 3rd Infantry Division pretty much a month after I got there. So, because when you're in the reserve, they look at you as an individual unit. They don't really care about your whole unit as a whole. We didn't really serve all together. We went home and we all had a different experience at the end of the deployment. And so I didn't really think much about reintegration until I was starting to drink really heavily. I couldn't sleep through the night, and I had some other kind of stuff. I didn't have an MST. I know a lot of female veterans deal with that. I never had to deal with that. But I definitely, when I had something happen to me where I was actually diagnosed with PTSD prior to my service. And so really, the deployment just kind of brought everything back that was already kind of sitting there. That's what PTSD does. If you don't deal with the crap at the bottom in here, it's just going to keep coming on back until you figure out how to deal with it. And then once you can break through that, you can really help other people do the same. And that's really all I ever wanted to do with Pinups for Patriots. We started the calendar because a girl that I was serving with every day overseas killed herself right after I got home. She never even made it back to the States alive. She took her life in theater, and it just made me realize, like, so many people forget that people are still over there. And so we thought, why don't we make up a little pinup calendar, we'll send it for free, maybe have people donate baked goods or something. And that's how it started. I never intended it for it to be in 22 states, which it has done, and then it kind of shrunk back down to, I think we're at 12 now, because we just want to make sure the chapters are active. If they're not active, we shut them down. So we've done a little bit of housekeeping and house cleaning and rearranging of positions, but we've been able to affect a lot of lives in local communities and nationally, and so I just want to thank you all for coming out. I know that it's kind of a weird day, and I just thank you for just showing up and really caring about what we're doing. because it really does make a difference. Even if there was me, myself, and I standing here, like somebody needs to show up for veterans and first responders and people dealing with this stuff, because when you're dealing with it, you bring everybody around you into your circle of crazy and you don't even realize it. And sometimes it's too late and you lose your family members and, you know, anyway. So I just want to thank you and just to let you know that that's me, that's where I come from. And before we announce the winner, I know I'm dragging this out on purpose because we have raffle prizes. So I got 3 of these sweet flashlights with our logo on them. And I got 3 of these 50s aprons, and we will pick them in order, and you guys can choose which one you want to get. So grab your raffle tickets. I'm going to give you a few minutes to grab your raffle tickets. Do you need to get them? I promise these things were folded earlier. So the little aprons, these were hand sewn and donated to us by a lady out in California who makes these. They're adorable. This one's a poppy one, just for the ladies who want to see them. So when you win, you can pick yours. And this one. This is kind of like a country flowery one. It's just so you can see. Raffle those off, and then okay, so the first ticket number is 379-1287. Our next ticket number is 379-1315. 1315, the last 4 digits. Okay, the next ticket number is last 4 is 1288. Okay, then we have 3 of our flashlights. Last 4 is 1295. Okay, 2 more. The next ticket number is 1285. I think she's gonna give you have the ones with the... Okay, 1 more. Last 4 is 1313. 1313. Last 4. Going once. Nope. Yes. Okay, the next one, 1294. Okay. Now that I've suckered you into another 20 minutes of awesome. Okay, our second runner-up for the pinup contest is Miss Mandy. from Miss Voodoo Vixen and from me after this, and we'll give it to you in the lobby. Okay? You're good.
Congratulations.
Kristen. Okay, and our first prize winner is Miss Shane Shortcake. It's gonna take like 3 of us. Can we get one more picture with all the girls and her together?